Today we will be attending the largest boat fair in the Nordic countries.
We will start by giving you a complete walkthrough of the fair, and then after that, as I said, we will probably try to get some dedicated walkthroughs of boats and maybe some reviews of the newest tech and see what we find. All right, this is the first hall. In this hall we have all of the boats and the bigger equipment, and then we have a few other halls where we have smaller gear, technology, and all of the other stuff that you could find which is related to boats. This is a crazy racing machine. Amazing. Seen this one before. Tiny little racer here. Jeez. No engine on. Looks fast. Some information. Full type. 115 miles per hour plus. Oh, Jesus. Let's see what else we have. Here we have TG, Silver, Faster, Terhi, and the almighty Honda 350 V8. This is a huge machine. Look at it. What is going on? Apparently, we have prices here as well. So you can see, starting at 35,000 euros, which is like 30 something thousand dollars, I guess. And yeah, here we have all of the smaller versions of the engines as well. Silver Puma. That is not a bad price at all. Huh. Quite a lot of boats for that. It's a lot of Silver Tigers, all DCs lined up. The smallest one starting at 35,000, and then we have this one here is with the 150 Honda, 55,000. This is the largest one. We have a 250 VTEC, apparently little over 100,000. Not bad at all. I like the DCs actually because, you know, the summer in Finland is so short, so you want to be out in the sun as much as you can, so this is like the best, I guess, that you can have. If you don't have like a summer cottage or anything that you need to be practical, you can just go out boating just to boat. That's usually what I've been doing. So for that, that's good. And I guess if you have that summer cottage and you need something more practical, and these Silver Foxes would be probably better. Like the interior. These are all such practical machines. You could probably have these as work boats as well, because of the, rugged flooring, as you can see. This is a new one. I really like this new design that they have without the edges. Looks quite modern. On the other side we have the faster boats, which are all walk-around boats. This is an interesting design. Probably have this as like a work boat or for your cottage, just to go around. Have like maybe some, I don't know, maybe a small quad bike on this. If you wouldn't have you could probably remove that bench and then have a quad bike here. This is a larger one. Here you can most likely fit a quad. And then we have the TG boats. So I think these are all made in Finland. Yeah, all of these boats are made in Finland. That's interesting, yeah. As I said, we have so many Finnish manufacturers that this is like something I want to show to the world, that we have nice quality boats and they are crafted here in Finland. So you can see these have been around for ages. And this is an updated model. I actually made an installation for a new chart plotter in one of these, an older model, but this looks so much better now. I remember the older models were like a box, but you have like nice corners, soft nut corners, and it looks just a little bit more modern today. And also here they have the same design around the windows. You can see, quite amazing. Looks so good. Here's all the electrical torpedo models. I don't know, this seems to be a thing now. Plastic props. I guess that's to save weight. And then we have the inboard version of this. This is probably for a sailboat, this version. I've done an installation actually of these, but not this model. It was like a Chinese version, which was kind of custom made, not that good. But this is special made, like to be bolt on, I guess. So this would be like a pleasure to install, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Here we have Kawasaki jet skis. I've had a Sea-Doo jet ski myself, so I have no idea how these run. But looks nice, at least. Crazy design. I like the metallic green color. This is also nice. Some kind of gold finish. Nice. It's kind of exciting as well. You can see every year all jet ski manufacturers have new color schemes. Sea-Doo as well. So I think it's nice to every year see like a new design on these. They're quite fast on changing up the design on these. I don't know how. Most manufacturers of boats and all kinds of stuff, like they change the design like every, I don't know, every couple of, like 5 years or so. A jet skis, Jesus, change so fast. But this is like, I have never seen like front or headlights on a jet ski. Design looks really crazy. You can see, it's aerodynamic. Crazy. Yeah. Jet skis nowadays, so easy to drive. Like with all the digital systems, you know, before, like 10 years ago or something, when you were about to reverse, you had like a lever that you would have to pull, which was kind of complicated. And the jet ski was always running, like either moving forward or backwards. But nowadays you can stand still with these, which is, I think it's weird that they didn't have that earlier, but. All right, here we have Nimbus and Alukin. Swedish manufacturers. Nimbus have been doing quite nice new models lately, or mainly like walk-around boats, center consoles, if you like, and I don't know, I like the red interior. Screams a little bit, but I think it looks really nice. You can see a little bit in the cockpit. And the hardtop as well. Really nice. The W9. It's a nice looking boat, yeah. Big spacious interior. Yeah. This is like the design that is quite trending now. So you can see many of the manufacturers have this design, but Nimbus has made it a little bit different, I think. And also when they have these bumpers on the side, makes it like more practical. I think it fits really well. And then we have these faster. These are super practical boats. I mean, if you want something that you can do anything with, go anywhere, take anything with you, like a quad, this is it. This is really it. 200s in the back. And yeah, I don't know about you, but this one, if I would needing a really practical boat for some work, I think this is the one. There's a few of these here as well. These are Alukin. Rugged boats, also kind of like the same thing with these. You can do almost anything with them. Look at the bottom, super thick material. Nice. Well, this is Boat World, they sell all of these brands here. And the next interesting thing here is this Highfield. Also interesting brand, kind of made for all kinds of weather. These are aluminum boats, or aluminium, or how would you say it? Really practical. I guess this is for those who like speed and practicality. But also, like, these are really nicely designed. All kinds of exciting features, like this bench here in the front. Even this is a small boat. You can fit a lot of people in it. Let's see. This is, I don't know what it says. How many people can you fit in it? Quite many. These look really nice as well with the white design. And then you have the fusion speaker system here in the back. Looks quite crazy. Yeah. This is more like the recreational model, I guess. Go night for day drive, maybe water skis or something, like wakeboarding or something with this. Very nice. But I like this one, the matte black Targa. And also, you see, all black everything. Nice. This is not a common sight in Finland. I've never seen anyone drive something like this in Finland. In America, I guess this is like a common sight, but not here. Not here, definitely not. We have like, I don't know, first time actually I've seen this on the fair as well. So maybe this is something that is going to be trending, I don't know. These are actually like for events and stuff, having like big parties on these boats. Could be really nice actually. I'm not maybe a big fan of the design, but like these are practical. You could like spec these to your liking and get quite a nice boat out of it. Interesting. Here we have the Volvo Penta stand from Suomen Vene huolto. Yeah. Good engines and quite common in boats made in Finland. Especially the smaller ones, the D1, D2, D3 ones. These are kind of like the standard spec that you would see in a sailboat and also in other boats as well, of course. And then these larger diesel engines are kind of what you see in the Targas and all of the bigger boats that meant to be reliable, and you can see these in the most models. But Volvo has made also kind of interesting performance petrol engines in the past. I'm not sure exactly what this is meant for, but this is a V6. But you have seen in some power boats, you have seen Volvo Pentas in the past as well, which is interesting. They don't do that anymore, I think. They are more into like these kind of diesel engines. And yeah, that's interesting us to see like what is going on in the engine space, because everything is kind of changing now. We see so much electrical solutions and all of these high efficiency motors. I've never heard of this brand before actually, but this is interesting. What is going on? They just cut the engine in half and put some LED lights in it. This is insane. What? I've never actually seen this from this perspective. But yeah, very fascinating. Why haven't anyone done this before? And we have these Alutroll boats, which are kind of made for fishing. These are also made in Finland. Quite nice design. I'm not a big fisherman, but if I were, I would probably have one of these. And these, to my understanding, you can spec these any way you like, with like the trolling engine in the front, and also different kind of materials. I've also seen with kind of, instead of this laminated thing here, seen like painted rugged floors on these as well. They use these Tohatsu engines. I think these are Japanese. Quite light, to my understanding, these. And 7 years of warranty, so that's not bad. I want to introduce you to this concept, this guy here, Sargo, who managed to row across the Atlantic from Finland to the US and back in this small boat or vessel, or what you want to call it. He's absolutely insane. And he did it alone. He has his own Instagram channel where you can see a lot of clips from the journey, where kind of he talks about everything he experienced during the trip. And then I think he flew back to Finland for Christmas, and then he flew back to the US, and then he rode back with this. And yeah, I would say if you do something like this, there's not that many other things that you can do that are more demanding, physically and mentally. So credits to this guy, Sargo. Here's some details on how it looks. His clothing and everything that he had were damp and wet all the time, so freezing cold, you know. Having to live on this vessel, I'm not sure how long it took, but months, I guess. All right. Next up, Aluxa. Nice design. Interesting blue design stripe on these. 26. Some details on it. Not sure what brand this is. Not heard of this before. But I think here you can see the construction on this one. They have left it unpainted for us to see how they are constructed, which is really interesting. Looks quite high-end. Look at the weldings on this one. Beautiful color. I haven't seen this color before. And also, the engines are the same color. That's quite nice. The details on this one is crazy.
Tässä on jännästi muuten. Tää peräti. Joo. On tuotu tänne pitkälle koneiden sivuun. Niin, tarvitsee laittaa roiskelle.
Really excited about this coloring. Leather interior. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it looks nice. Same color as the boat. This is an interesting boat. Probably made for fishing. Look, has a classical design to it. And I think I've not seen anything like this before. And this is interesting. Maybe it's a solar panel or something, I guess. Yeah. Huge storage space. Elvine is the brand. Probably a Swedish manufacturer. And then we have the larger one here, the Elvine Amber. Also some kind of electrical propulsion, I think, and solar panels. Looks really nice. There's something new with this. I haven't seen this before. And it also has some kind of huge storage space here in the front. And I think it's made out of see-through glass. Maybe you can sleep there if you want. That's interesting. And the entire foredeck is made out of, I think this is solar panels. I'm not sure. Yeah, looks like that. Quite nice boat. Yeah. The hardtop is quite high up. Probably due to you can stand on the boat. So if you go from here down there, you won't hit your head. Huh? Double electrical propulsion. What is going on here? This is interesting. Take a look at this. All right. Elvine, guys. And these are really nice because you can quickly attach a battery bank to them or detach it and have several banks with you and just change on the go. And now you can see that they have also launched a few larger versions of these. I've not seen these before, only seen the smaller ones. These are interesting. Inboard, probably for sailboat or something. Then they have the battery packs, huge battery packs, but they look really high-end. So you can see the design on these and the finish. Looks really exclusive. But I think they are really, they have a good pricing model. So it's not the most expensive ones. But I've heard only good about this. I don't know. Not seen it run though. But this is like the module or the hand gas, what you call it. Or then you can have just a tiller like this. All right. Let's go over to Nordstar, who have a few new models. And I think this is really interesting, this dark gray black style. I don't know about you, but I like this. I'm really interested in seeing like how this kind of gel coat performs when you leave it out in the sun. That's something we can't say for sure because we haven't seen like this color on a boat before that much, just on a few ones. But yeah, how does it last? That is a good question. But it's nice. Looks really exclusive. I've been working on these boats on the older models quite a lot, and many people prefer these because they are walk around and they are quite luxurious. But you can spec them to also be kind of more of a rugged version for fishing and for like working and stuff. But nowadays, most of these models are for recreational use. But you know, the materials they use are these kind of composite materials, so I think these will last for a long time. But yeah, the interior on these is crazy. I think we will do some kind of walkthrough on these later, because take a look at this. It's really nice. And then we have, this is the 31 Plus, and then on the other side we have the 36 Plus, which is also huge. And the nice thing about this version is that you can open up both doors in the back and get a large open space, which makes this for a nice summer day, a perfect boat. And also, what you can see on these, as well as most boats here, as I said before, the large sunroof, which opens up so you can enjoy the nice weather even if you're at the helm. I really like the interior. It's some kind of suede or Alcantara. And yeah, it's a huge Simrad radar on top. And yeah, I think these have stepped up the game. Before they were more of a mid-end boat, but it seems like they are now working themselves upwards in the range on, if you talk like these kind of all-season boats. So yeah, really excited about this. And you can see that you have a small window here. You can look inside. Take a look, guys. Amazing space. Jesus. You can definitely live on one of these. Here we have the Candela, or Candela, I don't know how you pronounce it. But this is like an interesting boat, because this has actually fins that it flies on. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, you can see those red fins there. It kind of flies on the water. And it's electric as well. So yeah, this is a special thing. You can see these things coming up here. Those actually go down when you are on the water. You can drive it on the fins. You can see the fins here. It kind of flies on the water with this. These go down, I don't know how far they go, but like these, yeah. That would be an amazing sea trial to try this one out. And the interior as well. Look at the seats. Crazy. I like this design, yeah. This is the thing that with like the boating industry, you can see these innovative materials, all these innovative like new designs and new technologies that they implement. It's going so fast in the industry right now. And yeah, it looks quite crazy. to be honest. I don't know what to say about this. Look at that thing. Of course, that also goes down. And then the boat kind of flies on the water. Have to ask them more about this later. All right, here we have the traditional boat manufacturer Marino, which launched this classic version of an old model a few years back, the Marino Mustang, and I don't know, this is just so, what you can call this cute or kind of, I don't know, Jesus Christ, the coloring on this one. Also made in Finland, of course. If I had a daughter and she would be getting a boat, this would definitely be it. Yeah. There are smaller boats as well, but that Marino Mustang is like their signature boat, which is, I don't know, kind of famous. This is like some kind of 50s, 60s design, which they just brought back. And the Tohatsu engine fits kind of good. It has this kind of classic look to it, so it just works. I don't know about you, but I think this is a perfect match. This is the perfect first boat for someone. Or like if you don't like to just go far, just have some time on the water. I don't know. This is just it. So classic and classy. I think these are one of the biggest ones. The Sargo and this Marex is probably the bigger ones here, and then probably a Targa. And I like what Marex has done with the roof. It kind of folds up in two places, here in the back and also in the front. So you have like, if you're a captain of the boat, driving yourself, you can be just enjoying the weather with the roof turned back. But then, if the weather gets rough, just pull it back again. Huge open space. Really crazy. And then we have SeaRay here on the other side. SeaRay is also like not that common here, but it's becoming more and more common in Finland. It's a classic sun dancer. And yeah, interesting with the floor mats. That's really a good option if you want to have like, you want to take them off and wash them on shore. Here's the Boston Whaler, classic as well, really classic. There's nothing, you don't need to kind of say anything about this. It just is. Yeah. These start at 77,000, which would be probably 70-something thousand dollars, and this one is 159 with a 200. So yeah. And then, what do we have here? Rand. And this is also like an interesting new design, but it's kind of like a classic look to it, with a really stripped down center console, and it has the torpedo electrical outboard inside. I don't know what this is called. It's not an inboard. but it's also, it kind of is an outboard, of course, yeah. Let's call it an outboard. But this is an interesting design. I've not seen maybe a few of these before, but yeah, all in all, kind of interesting, yeah. Really sleek design. You can see like the bow is just, looks from a huge yacht. And also the integrated details is nice. All these. Yeah. Now we have the smaller Marex cruisers. And these kind of imitate the bigger one as well with the roof, retractable roof. I don't know. This is just so innovative. Even though this is not new and it's not like, I don't know. Maybe someone has done this before. I think in the 80s even. Flipper had kind of something like this with the entire mid-roof, but like not like this. You have to think that this has to be structural as well. So this has to be designed really good. You have to be a good designer to kind of get this done properly. But like look at the open space here. Amazing how you get like instantly like a DC cruiser out of this with the mid-roof just here. And then those are probably electrically retractable, I guess. So yeah, really nice family boat or long cruiser if you want to go for a further cruise. And then yeah, of course, this has all of the accommodations you can need with, you know, all the extra. I don't know about this one. It has this high, what would you call it? Like a larger wall here back. Looks kind of odd. This is nicer. This design is nicer, in my opinion. If you compare them, looks sportier. Looks like more modern, this one compared to that one. But yeah, I don't know. I just like the design. It just looks so nice. I don't know. Even though like I've been, these are the boats that I've been cruising with my family in, and with like when I was younger. These kind of boats like Flipper and all these family boats. So I'm not the biggest fan of these because I've just seen so many of them. And I'm more of a classic wooden boat or modern powerboat fan. So, you know, these are kind of for a 30 something, like I'm not 30, I'm 29. But you know, for me at this time, I don't have a family. I just have a girlfriend. So having a boat like this wouldn't be like that smart or even that exciting. I want to have speed and I want to have excitement, even like an engine that you have to service all the time, and it like has the sound, it has the power that you want. This is fucking huge, this one. Jesus Christ. Like these family boats, imagine this one as a center console. You don't have any kind of accommodation, any space to store, anything like. But then again, when you turn this into like a family cruiser with the cabin and all of that, Jesus, this is like a house. You can probably live in this one. Not in Finland though, because you have to pull it out of the water. But you can probably live on a trailer in that one. We have this sailing thing here going on, but I'm not sure if you want to go here because I'm not that, I don't know about sailing anything actually. Just about the technical specs of all of the, you know, the winches and windlasses and all of these stuff that I've been installing with my company, but no, nothing else than that. So that's why I don't think like we don't have anything to do here. But this Seldén is a Swedish brand, and this is what I just wanted to show you, because these make super high-end winches for boats, and I actually installed one of these like a week, 2 weeks ago, but they didn't have the wireless control system, so we actually designed a specific, like a custom-made one, because these are just controlled by buttons. So, yeah, they are launching like a remote controller next year or something. And those are the kind of, like, that's what I do basically every day. Yeah, that's my bread and butter, doing sailboat, motorboat installations with electronics and, you know, equipment, aftermarket equipment. And that's why I wanted to show you a little bit about that. But now we are going to the next section, which is Targa. One of my favorite Finnish manufacturers, still produces their boats up north in Finland. And these are like the 4x4s of the sea, in my opinion. If you want something that can withstand anything, this is it. If you buy one of these, you know, you have a boat for like 50. I would say that these Targas will be around in 100 years. Not all boats will be, but these will, for sure. And I've been working on these boats a few times, and it's always a pleasure because the electrical work that they have done on these is just astonishing. I don't have anything bad to say about these boats because they just do everything exactly how it should be done. And all the wiring, all the design, like, you know, they just have everything super neatly done. Let's go and check this out. And then we have, of course, the smaller ones. This is like the entry-level Targa. And you can see it's the updated model because it's the 0.2 version. And these 0.2 version, I don't know, like, they just have been around for a few years now. But it's just the smaller ones that have the point. I don't know, is it like maybe they have just added a few inches or something. But yeah, anyways, the craftsmanship on these is just like the next level. As you can see, it's just, you know, you can't go wrong with these. Look at the deck, yeah. You know what I mean? And then when you can spec this also, you can have like the flybridge version. And there's also a version where you can spec them with like a flybridge without the steering console. So that's also really nice. If you just wanna if you just wanna stay up there in the harbor or like have some extra stuff there, then that's also possible. But these are, I don't know, these are just like the best of the best. They add new features. I think on this 41 they had at least 5 new different like small features, and of course the windows and stuff are changing, and all of the details are like slightly better finished like now than before. I don't know. These just started this design, and so many others have replicated this. But let's take a look at this section here. We have these crazy racers here. These are, yeah, I don't know what to say. Crazy stuff. Imagine yourself sitting there just like going, what does it say? 50 knots, 50 plus knots in this little thing. You're protected by nothing but your helmet. These are the kind of boats that if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you can flip one of these over and bad stuff can happen. This one also. Crazy. So small. And even this one, you can see. 115 kilometers an hour. Yeah, what is that in miles? I don't know. This is also a tiny, tiny racer. I don't know if they race these anymore. Yeah, of course they do. I was thinking maybe these are just like, you know, some kind of, yeah, show boats. Just, yeah. Apparently they have been racing this last year, the last time. I think this, at first I thought this was like a museum, but because they were so rugged, you know, the details on this, but yeah, you know, it's racers, so that's why they look like that. Crazy stuff. This is just like a 15 horsepower Mercury, and it goes 65 kilometers an hour, which is like, yeah, it's like 30 knots or something, I guess. Here we have a Raymarine branded one. How fast does this go? 115 kilometers an hour. Yeah, 50 knots or something. But here's a faster one. Look at the outboard. What's going on? It's just pure steel, probably because otherwise it would be just losing paint. And it's super slim as well, so this is probably like handmade or like specially manufactured just for racing. And it's sharp as hell. This one is probably fastest of these all. Top speed 200 kilometers an hour. What is that? Yeah, someone has to check that out. Crazy stuff. Here's more of these. Carbon. Okay. Carbon fiber. And then we had a little bit of some different breed here. Jet skis. These are fun. I've never tried one though, but they look fun. Just look at the manufacturing here. Details on this. And the metallic coloring. Crazy stuff. This just, it looks like a regular one. But it's probably not. Jesus. They're actually offering you to join their crew, like as a hobby. Are you interested in learning more about jet ski, something, contact us. That's interesting. The Finnish jet sport community. All right. If someone wants to start jet skiing for real, then contact those guys. All right. What is the next thing here? We have a classic one here. Elite Craft. No idea what this is. It looks wooden. but it also looks like it's a racer or something. Interesting. What do we have here? Oh, cruiser. Is that a V6? 5. What does it say? Small block 5 liter. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I have a wooden boat myself, so wooden boats are always, you know, it's just another thing. Completely different thing than anything else. That is something that I cannot recognize. But this seems to be some kind of special build. I've not seen this one before. All right. That's a Bravo 3, so you know what's up. You know what's up with this one. Nice. They have even painted the cover for the chart plotter. Blue. Crazy. A small fridge and of course Epiphanes varnish, which is probably what some would say the best varnish you can get. And I think we can agree, if we look at the surface here, it's like a mirror. And it's probably polished as well. But there's wood underneath that, believe it or not. It just looks like not a real thing, but it is. Tiny little day cruiser. Look at that. What is going on? Look at this one. Amazing. Here's also this mirror finish, you can see. I'd like to have this finish on my boat as well. I probably have to talk with these guys for a while and ask, what do you have to do to get this finish? I'm sure it's just more layers and more and more and more. My boat has like 9 layers, but I would probably need like 20 to get this finish. Looks nice, but it's so much work. So, yeah. I also need to figure out if I would like to do kind of the complete restoration, not complete restoration, but like a restoration of some sort of the deck, because it's been leaking water underneath and some places have been just, you know, it's ruined on the deck. So I need to like remove some of the varnish and then also kind of try to fix all these seals around the windows, because there's been like a water leak here somewhere in my boat. I think they put some Sikaflex or some sealant on around the windows, which I don't have on my boat. I think that's why the varnish has just loosened up around the windows, because I didn't put the sealant. I just varnished on and on. So yeah, I have to get some advice from these guys. I think they know what they're doing. I heard this one is a brand new boat, which this I don't remember who, but I think it was this Vene-veistajat ry, which is like the wooden boat guys in Finland. It's like some kind of non-profit organization or something, where they just designed this one, like the drawings and everything, and then they give them out for free for people to build themselves. And this is one of them. I think this is the first one and the only one. And then you have like, I think this window thing that they have put on here, it's new for the season. I think they first built it without it and then they put it on. And now we can see that this is kind of like the modern interpretation of a classic wooden boat. And this goes for about 40 to 60,000 euros, which is around $50,000. Yeah, nice craftsmanship, interesting like new design of the classic wooden boat. Yeah, let's have a chat with these guys and then we will continue on the outboard museum on the other side. Now we have done our duty. I got some contact information to some guys who are specialized in varnishing, so let's hope we get some help with my boat because I'm quite desperate in that regard because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is interesting, a hydroplane. Yeah, built in the 40s in the US and brought to Finland in the 50s. This is crazy. Huh. This is probably one of these boats that runs. Yeah. You can see they've had it on the water. 40 knots with this one. Jesus Christ. Here's some classic boats as well. This is in quite stock condition except for the engine. And this is the same engine that I have in my wooden boat, as you can see. Really interesting cockpit. You can see the handle. Very interesting. Nice kind of stock look on it. I'm not sure if you look at the wooden parts, it seems like they are original. 40 knots. It's for sale. Hit me up if you want to buy it. All right, let's move on to the next section. The next section, what is next? Let's see what we have. Kind of a nice cluster here of boats in the middle. We could go with Grandezza and Sargo, both also Finnish boat manufacturers. And yeah, I guess all right. I've actually done on a bigger Grandezza an AC installation last year. That was not fun. But these boats are pretty nice. If you like this kind of style, then it's a really nice boat. And these also have amazing spec. You can spec these as you like. And even the bigger ones, you can fit like a small boat here on the aft deck. And then, yeah, there's a lot of room for an entire family in this one. There's these Sargos are really interesting. I like the design of these. These are like building on the classic Targa design look, but they have kind of reinterpreted the look a little bit to be a little bit more modern and their own style. These are all the kind of like all-season boats. As you see, they also start from kind of 28 feet and then go upwards of like 40, 50 something. And yeah, deep V-hull, not stepped like many of the newer, smaller boats are. But yeah, these are a little bit different. But I like these as well. They're kind of a more of a modern style, yeah. And you can see that's also nice craftsmanship on these ones. They're a little bit more affordable than the Targas. And so you could compare these maybe to the Nordstar or Nordstar boats. And yeah, what do we have to say about these? They all come with the Volvo Pentas. So that's kind of a thing with these. The Grandezzas as well, I think they also have the Volvo Penta engines. And unfortunately, we don't have the Grandezza DC, which is my favorite model of these. I'm a big fan of DC boats. You know, these OZ boats are, as I said, more like a family boat. And I guess I'm not a family man yet. So this is not my style. But if you like this style, then that's nice. But I wish they had the smaller DC model here. It's really nice. It has a long off deck, which makes it look super sleek. And you know, that's always a thing with the DC boats. They just look super fast. They look so nice. And while all the bigger boats, they look kind of, I don't know, a bit weird, a bit bulky, in my opinion. I like sportier boats, as I said. So that's why, you know, the DC models are nice. Here's the Arronet boats. I've been working on these as well with aftermarket refits and stuff. And, you know, these are also these rugged boats, you know, made for going in rough seas. And people in Finland use these often for kind of when they go to the cottage and they just need a boat to go. And in any weather, then they use these ones. This is super nice. I've never seen like a matte black Suzuki before. Jesus, they're super mad. Why don't they make more of these? I really don't like the gloss finish on the outboard engines. Some, yeah, but I don't know, this just looks so much better, in my opinion. What do you think? I think this is just so much better. Huh. Let's go and take a look. Oh shit. So the interior on these also is kind of rugged, rubber mats and all these, like, and the seats are also they have like suspension seats, and now they use this kind of design on the front door, which is kind of interesting. It just slides up and in front of the whole cabin, and then it slides back in. I'm not sure if I like it, but it is kind of smooth. And then one thing that I like with these boats is that the corner here is see-through, as you can see. It's just glued together, which is, I don't know, it's a nice feature because you don't have any A-pillars. So you see all around, it's like a 360 glass. Crazy, right? Any weather. Nobody is at the helm. Why? If you want something that's sturdy enough to go into any sea, no, you know where to find these. In Finland, of course. These are actually made in Sweden, so but these you can find them in Finland. So here's a video. Sweden and Finland, super close. Many of the brands have some like synergies, kind of like they some of them have been purchasing one another and doing like they have been doing mergers and whatever acquisitions over the years, so it's hard to tell which one is which. And some of the boats, as you have seen here, those that I have told you that are made in Finland are 100% sure made in Finland, but I'm not sure with some of these boats. They are Finnish brands, but many of them are made in like Lithuania or Poland, which is nice as well because they really know their boat industry there. And they have their own factories, and that's kind of, that it doesn't matter actually anymore, I think. The thing is, when you manufacture a boat in Poland, the laboring costs are lower, so the cost of the boat is of course going to be lower as well. And that's one thing that we have with the Saxdor, for example. It's kind of more affordable just because it's not manufactured in Finland. And as goes with the Axopar as well, I think. I don't take my word for it. I might be wrong. You need to ask these guys. But anyways, these Saxdors, this is like a fresh look. But it's kind of the standard design, I guess, nowadays. Axopar kind of invented this look, and then Saxdor made their own version of it. It's so low on the water. It sits low, but it's still seaworthy. And this has this kind of stepped hull, so it has kind of a better fuel efficiency and some things that I don't know, I have to also ask him about, What else? Do we want to take a look inside of one of these maybe later? Maybe have a walkthrough on one of these because they have new models. And let's just take a quick peek over here. You can see it has the 225s, and these are really nice because they're white. That's a nice thing nowadays when you can just have different colored engines to match the boat. And like the flipping sides here, I don't know what they're called, like wings or something. This is just a super nice feature because like when you need more space, you just flip them down and that's it. And these are specced with some kind of rubber finish, which is also kind of practical. It's a family boat, really nice. And what is nice with these as well is they have the same kind of thing where we have all around glass in the entire cockpit. And as the Marex boats as well, these just have kind of a huge open gap in the middle of the roof. So you can just open it up and kind of have like almost like a DC cruiser, getting all the sun you need in Finland or anywhere else in the world as well. I think they sell a lot of these to the Mediterranean. So yeah, we have a interesting look here from the aft. You can see it's quite shallow, but still the seaworthiness of these is crazy. Like if you think about how shallow it is. And these have the new V10s. And they're fucking huge. I don't know. But it looks quite nice. I would say that if you want to fit this onto something, then this is quite the boat for it. Because this has, like, this is not a small boat. It's huge. Like, considering it is kind of an open design, whatnot, and this also has the sides that you can flip down. But still, like the length of it, kind of, yeah, you know, just goes good with these big engines. But I don't know, is this overkill? I think in America you could like fit 4 of these on one of these boats. But here, this is quite much horsepower for one of these boats. At least compared to what we have seen before. But nowadays, this seems to be the standard. And I like it. I really like it. Fuel efficiency. And someone would say that's counterintuitive, like big engines, whatever. Fuel efficiency. No. You can just... The thing is, you can run these like on half the power compared to like smaller engines. So it is fuel efficient, at least in theory. How people drive this, then I don't know. That's another question. This is interesting. This glass wall on the aft deck. I don't know if you can remove it or if it's just sitting there. But yeah, it kind of looks quite luxurious. So, yeah. Maybe we'll get a walkthrough on one of these at some point. I have to ask. I know one of the guys here who is a salesman. So maybe he's kind of kind and wants to do some kind of interview or something with us. And we'll see. Maybe he's telling the truth about this boat because I have no idea. I'm just saying stuff that I think I know. So don't actually take anything literally that I say. This is nice. I like this a lot. Like this spec is the best. Like if I were to have one of these boats, I would definitely spec it like this. Because now you can have a lot of people here and they can see whatever like fits them. If you want to see the world from another view, sitting backwards, not getting seasick at all, then that's the thing. This is new. I have not seen kind of this shore power panel before. Have you? I don't think I have. I kind of like it because now it's not bolted onto the gel coat or the glass fiber. It's like a, I don't know, some kind of plate that they put on, which is good. I mean, at least like from a practical perspective. I don't know if it looks good. Maybe it looks kind of technical. So yeah. I'm gonna have a word with them at some point. Well, this guy that I know here, he is busy right now. So maybe we will move on and come back later. But let's have a quick look at this one from this perspective. You can see, I really like that. I love this color. I once had a BMW 5 Series with this kind of color, leather seating. I really liked it. It's some kind of tan, I don't know, tan coloring. Look at these seatings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like at least 12. And then we have seating in the front as well. So yeah, this is quite crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah, let's move on. Here we do have something interesting. I've not seen this one before. The Force 8. Seems also like quite a rugged design. It's quite a workboat style. Jesus, man, this is thick. Not sure where this is manufactured though. They also look like you can go anywhere, like the rubber sides here. And smash into the harbor with force. I don't know about the design. What do you say? Do you think this is a nice design? Looks like they have lifting hooks. So you can probably just drop it in the water from this. Lift it with the crane. That's kind of practical. I wouldn't say there's any other solution that would be more practical for like a, you know, a boat like this. Put it in the water. You don't have to go to the slip. Just slip it in. Or something. Yeah. Let's take a closer look at these. And then also take a look at the axle bar.